Hi, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for watching. It is good to see you again. Um, if I look, or if you notice that I look the same as I did in my last video, it is because I am doing a little bit of pre-recording. This coming weekend, we're doing one more little tiny vacation. So I just, getting ready for that is always getting ready for that, and also working and going to other appointments throughout the week is always, a little more time consuming than regular weeks where you're not going away over the weekend. So that being said, especially because we're taking her, it's always just a little bit of extra thought and preparation, right? So like a child. No, not the same, but pet parents know. So yeah, I just wanted to pre-record a little bit, so that I don't ghost you guys for the rest of the week like I unintentionally kind of did for the past couple of weeks. So I will be looking for comments, and I will be posting, and I will be available. And then of course when we get back after the weekend, next week it'll be nice to talk about how it went. Okay, so that being said, apologies for the repeat appearance and the repeat background. I don't apologize for that because that's cute, but I wanted to do a little soft spoken. I hope you like it. I wanted to talk about jewelry. I could talk about jewelry for years. I love jewelry, which you probably have noticed from all the stuff that I tend to have on. I feel like I try to limit it because it could be loud. But I love jewelry. So in this video, I wanted to talk about silver jewelry. Now, full disclosure, I have a huge jewelry box upstairs. It was actually my grandmother's. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And when she passed away, I took it, and my grandfather gave it to me. I didn't just steal it. But I was her only grandchild, so there wasn't really a question who it would go to. My mom didn't want it. And so it has a lot of jewelry in it, which I gotta tell you, she'd be pleased. Most of it is costume jewelry. I love costume jewelry. Not all of it. So I have a lot of funky, colorful jewelry, but I thought that could be a separate video. This week, I want to talk to you guys about the gold and the silver jewelry. I'm actually going to start with the silver. I'm wearing gold, so ignore that. But I wanted to show you guys just some of my more plain, staple silver jewelry. Okay. And once again, I'm just so glad you're here. Okay, so let's start with, we're gonna start with something that looks really expensive. Well, maybe not to a trained eye. That might look bougie. That might look like diamonds, cloudy diamonds, because it's probably not the cleanest. I need to clean these. But this is from a boutique, I think in Cape May, New Jersey, and these were probably like $20. They're very light, and they are not real. They kind of, again, to an untrained eye, they might look a little real from far away. But when you get up close, you can tell that they're not real. So these are cheap and light, but look, don't they look nice? I love them. I wear them all the time. And it's nice to wear something that if one did fall out, I wouldn't. It would be a shame, but oh well. So I actually wear these. This is how you know they're not real. I actually wear these to the gym a lot, so that when I do like bar classes or Peloton classes and I have to look at myself in the mirror, I don't look as much like a potato. They help spice it up. Duchess is stretching out. I mentioned in the last video that we went to the vet today and got some vaccines, and that That was a big sigh. Did you hear that? She's very tired. So am I, but I'm here. Actually, I shouldn't say that. She's here too. She's just as much here as I am. Okay, so I'm gonna stick with the hoop theme. Look at these. Aren't these so cool? They're like a little bit of a cable design, but not quite. I don't know how to see that. It's a little blurry, I apologize. I don't know how to describe the pattern. You know, it's funny, they used to have sections of gold, and I think it just wore off because now they're just silver. So they're not two-tone anymore, even though they're definitely supposed to be. But I still love them, and I have to tell you, I think I got them at Cracker Barrel. Breakfast and hoops. Who could ask for anything more? Okay, I think these are gonna make a good sound. I do like those. These are a little bit heavy, but these are like the true cable. Where did I get these? Target, maybe? I like them though, they're chunky. Okay. Now these are the hoops that I have that I would consider real, but they're not diamonds or anything like that. I think that's a bit out of my price range at the moment. I guess it depends on the number of diamonds. Doesn't it always, right? But these are David Ehrman, and these were, I think, a Christmas gift from my husband, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't think it was anniversary. I think it was Christmas. I love them. They are see-through, sort of like a cable, and I don't know if you can see, but see how like that's smooth, that's ridged, that's smooth, that's ridged. It's even hard to see in person a little bit. You have to look close. But I love how they're small and they're not ornate, but I mean, you kind of can't tell because I have, here, let me cover. They're kind of noticeable though. And I like that. I like when things, earrings especially, are simple but noticeable. Okay, so this is something that I think this was a birthday present at one point, also from my husband. I had my eye on it. I think it came from Kohl's. Kohl's jewelry case. It's this beautiful, I don't even remember what the material is. I can't remember if it's like lab sapphire, white sapphire, I can't remember. But look at that. It almost reminds me of the steering wheel of a ship. I don't know what that's actually called. Helm? Helm? Maybe. Can someone please tell me? Isn't that, I can't stop looking at it in the light. Isn't that cool? Also, like, kind of, even though it looks sparkly, it's still kind of simple. Very noticeable. And the earrings are the same. They hang a little bit, which I love. I love a good dangle. I'm not the biggest stud person on me. I love studs on some people. Not so much me. I have a lot of head, and I have a lot of hair. I need a little dangle. I also have a lot of neck. So I cover it up with jewelry. Okay. What do I want to show you next? Oh. These sort of go with the theme of the very first thing I showed you, which was these hoops, these sparkly hoops. These were from the same boutique in Cape May, New Jersey. I feel like the store might be called Beach Bling. They have the coolest stuff. So they're not real. Nothing about these is real. But let me show you. Let me try not to clatter all the rings on the table. Isn't that cool? Can you see? See how you can see through it? Do you know what I mean? These top two, like, wraps, they're truly lifted. Like, see that? I like how there's like actual height to it, if that makes sense. This one is so sparkly. Look at that. It is just a fashion ring. I wear it on the middle finger because I don't want it to look real. Not that it necessarily does, but I almost feel like that's too much. Like I don't know, like if I wore that on my, I hope that wasn't loud. I was like, oh, I don't want to clatter my rings as I like throw down my wedding bands. I feel like that, I mean, it's beautiful, but like that is thick. That is a little bit, just a little bit much for me. I feel like it's asking to get stolen, which, I mean, it's fake, so who cares, but nobody wants to be confronted in a way that would cause your jewelry to be lifted off of you. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so the rest of the stuff here I think is sentimental. Not that wasn't, but like the birthday gift and the Christmas gift from my husband, they were sentimental, but the rest is also sentimental. So this, as I get right up in your face, this is the first piece of jewelry that my husband ever bought for me. Isn't that adorable? He picked that out in 2014, I think. No? 2015. I had to think about that. It would have been 2015. We met in 2014, or we started dating in 2014, but it was the summer, very, very early summer, very late spring. So Valentine's Day that year would have already passed, if that makes sense. So, I can't remember where he said he got it, just a jewelry shop. Isn't that adorable? I don't know if you can tell, but this stone here, that is a little heart as well, shaped like a little heart, and then obviously the rest. I always liked to wear this one. I will admit I haven't worn it in a while. I really should, not for any specific reason. That's the thing about liking jewelry. People buy it for you. It's a good thing, and you buy it for yourself too. But then, like, over the years, things replace other things, but like not intentionally. And before you know it, you're like, oh my god, I haven't worn this in forever. I feel terrible. And then you start wearing it again, but it's nice because then it's new again. Yeah, okay. So this is another Christmas gift. I think this was a Christmas gift too, from my husband. So this, it's kind of scratched up because that is honestly kind of what happens to these. I don't think I've ever seen one that wasn't scratched up. It is, oh, there's a lot of glare. It is the Tiffany heart, just the traditional, please return to Tiffany & Co. New York 925. I have always loved the look of this specific Tiffany stuff. Very, very professional collection. And, you know, when I was in elementary school, some girls had like the charm bracelets. I'm sure some of them were fake, but I don't think all of them were fake. And I remember looking at them, and I think I had fake ones, but I was always like, oh my god, I love those. Because it was like late 90s, early 2000s. I'm dating myself there. And I always was like, oh, that's so pretty. And honestly, I still think it's pretty. So that's that. So that is special. And then these, I wear these a lot. These are also Tiffany. So this is just a regular neutral link bracelet. Love it. And then this one, which, you know, when I first got them, this one was my favorite. I chose these. They were a gift, but I chose them. When I first got them, I think the link one was my favorite. You hear that big sigh? Life is very difficult. But now this one, some people watching may have these. I feel like these are pretty popular in general. But that is the same, it's just tiny, but it's the same as that. So I wear, I wear that together. And I'll usually wear the David Yurman earrings too. That was kind of loud. The David Yurman earrings, the hoops with like kind of the like links, they actually sort of look like, even though they're not Tiffany, they sort of look like that. Those and these two bracelets stacked, and the Tiffany necklace, and then my wedding bands, which I'll show you. Those are kind of like my staples, if that makes sense, but I do switch it up. So I love that. Oh, this got swept under my little paper towel that I have down so that nothing's too loud. Okay, I was gonna say I lied, and that necklace with the little heart and the little heart stone, I was gonna say that wasn't actually the first piece of jewelry my husband gave me, but no, it was. This was after. This, look at it. I think it's Pandora. I was very into Pandora in college. I still have my Pandora. I did not bring it down because it's very colorful, and I felt like it didn't match the silver vibe, even though it is silver. But look at that little bow. It's so cute. And he gave that to me, I think at Christmas, and said this is my version of a promise ring. And it was so sweet. It was so cute. I already knew I was gonna marry him. I didn't need the ring. But I loved it all the same, and I still do. He is by far the best thing that has ever happened to me. Okay. Speaking of our wedding, our gifts to each other were watches, our wedding presents to each other. We didn't want to go crazy because the wedding was a gift to each other. But this was mine. So this is actually a men's watch. I couldn't find a women's watch that had enough meat. I like chunky watches, I really do. Look how blingy that is. So it is Bulova, and the battery is dead. So I need to change that, but I set it to the date and time of our wedding ceremony. I do that for all my watches that die. Why not, right? This is another silver watch that is dead. I don't really wear this one anymore. The Michael Kors. Because I'm that girl. No. I don't actually. Not that I have a problem with this. I really like how it looks. I mean, you can see a little bit of like a pattern there with the subdials. That one's upside down, sorry. You can see a little bit of a pattern. That's the style. I like the chunky, the subdials. That's my thing. Not that I'm a huge watch person. I mean, I don't think anyone with a Michael Kors is a true watch person. I shouldn't say that. From what I hear from some friends of mine that are huge watch aficionados, I am not. This is like a joke to them. But you know what? Wear what makes you happy. Wear what makes you happy. Okay, so actually, well, let me finish a couple of things first, and then I'll show you a couple of my husband's silver things that I stole. Just kidding, he knows I have them. He offered them up. Okay. This was actually a birthday present this year from my parents. I asked for it. They're very big on birthday ideas because they want to make sure you're getting something you wanted. So every year they're like, what do you want for your birthday? And I'll say, I don't know. And they're like, that's not good enough, which is sweet. They don't have to get me anything. They gave me life. But it's sweet. And of course we get them gifts too on their birthdays. So this is a James Avery bracelet. The little links, you can kind of see the style that I like when it comes to like everyday non-colorful jewelry. I like chunky, linky, cabley stuff. I don't know if chunky is the right word because I also like delicate stuff. I mean, but this is also like has a chunky aspect to it. I didn't even show you this yet. I'll get there. But I like stuff that has like, this has like a little safety chain that hangs down, a charm. I actually bought a little connector off Amazon for the charm because apparently you're supposed to have James Avery's company like solder the charm on. But you have to send it to them in the mail, and I didn't know that. So for my birthday, I said, I think I'd love this bracelet. I've had my, you know, it's not crazy expensive. I've had my eye on it for a while. And my parents were like, okay. And so they ordered the bracelet, and they ordered, I said, I kind of like this charm. And I thought the charm would come with like a little lobster clasp, and it didn't. It just came with like a closed silver loop. And I was like, oh, okay, like how do I, you know, thank you so much, but that's weird. Like, how do I attach it? And they were like, oh, we don't know. We just ordered what you said you wanted. And I was like, oh man. So I looked it up, and apparently you have to like tell them to connect them. And then in the future, if you want more, you have to send your bracelet back and they'll connect them and then give it to you. I gotta tell you, I'm not a huge fan of that, because what if you want to like take charms off, and maybe that's just like the 2000s girl in me talking, but like what if you want to like swap your charms out, or if I get like a pink charm and a blue charm and a green charm someday, what if I'm wearing like a red outfit and I just want my little white charm? Or if it's the 4th of July, maybe I want my blue charm if I'm wearing red. Food for thought, James Avery, if you're watching. I don't even know if he's a real person. But anyway, so look at this. I bought like a little connector off Amazon, and it's chunky and lobster claspy, but you know what? The safety chain is kind of chunky too. And the lobster clasp on the actual bracelet is kind of chunky too. And there's a little James Avery tag. So I think it works out. It's the same tone silver. I love it. And I love the sound. I love the sound that bracelets like this make. I like the sound when they're on. I like the sound when you're just playing with them. I love it. This is the one that I held up. I don't wear this very often. I think the brand is, this looks like a little infinity symbol. I don't know if that's the brand or not. It's been a while. I got this on our honeymoon. It is costume jewelry. I mean, I remember the price being like, you know, more than like TJ Maxx. But it's got like these little chunky gems that remind me of this. And of course I was wearing this I still wear this, but I was wearing this all the time at the time because it was the wedding gift. So it was like I would wear them together. You had the real chunky with the more delicate. Loved it. And I still wear it. Okay, one more thing I grabbed is my fake engagement ring that I wear to the gym or swimming. It looks good, right? I mean, it's getting a little discolored when I'm feeling really fancy. It came with 2 bands. Look at that. It's like $10 max. Okay. So now I will show, oh, really quick. Let me show you two of my husband's watches. So he's a little bit of a watch guy. He's not nuts about it. Meaning like he's nuts about watches, but he's not like nuts about it. This is a ball watch. Okay, I don't know if you can see the detail. Look at how smoothly it runs. My watches are like chakong, chakong, chakong. His watches are like actually works of fine machinery. It's really cool. Oh, you know what? Okay, I think this is the watch that I gave him for our wedding. Are you licking your chops? We're apparently licking our chops. Citizen. So it was his gift and mine was this. Wedding gift to each other. I was gonna say he didn't bring that one down, but I'm pretty sure this is it. It's been a while since I've seen it. I hope you guys like the sound of dog mouth. I like that noise. I feel like I'm playing an instrument. And actually, I asked if he would give me his wedding band because I don't know if you can tell, but that is a very similar color. And it's funny, his wedding band has a little bit of like, a little bit of those angles. And then my watch has a little bit of those angles. See that? And then the bracelet that I bought on our honeymoon has the same angles. It's interesting. We didn't really do that on purpose. But I guess it's like a little bit of the theme of our wedding jewelry. And then of course the last things that I will show you that fall into the silver category. So this is my engagement ring. I got engaged in 2017. So started dating in 2014. Engaged in 2017. Isn't that beautiful? I did have a hand in picking this out. He wanted me to make sure that it was going to be something I would want to wear every day for the rest of my life, which I fully intend to. So it was sweet. And this isn't, I knew I would want that shape. It has, it's hard to see. Let me see if there's something dark. I don't think this is dark enough. Well, kind of. See how it has the halo? This was in my previous video. In this house we marinate. I don't know what marinating is, but maybe you can do it to chicken. In this house we narrate the dog's thoughts. Okay. But let's use it as a background. See how it has a little bit of like elevation? So it has the halo of stones and then the circular diamond in the middle. So this is a cushion cut halo and a round diamond. And then I don't know if you can tell, but that down there is some yellow gold, which I realized that I wanted after looking at certain rings that had both. I mostly, I like the silver, but I wanted just a little hint of gold so that when I wear gold, I can say I'm wearing gold on my ring too. And then my wedding band. Someday I think this style will date me, if it hasn't already, but it's the kind that like curves around. So that is my engagement band or engagement ring and wedding band. And then this ring I wear either on my right ring finger, I do that, or sometimes I will stack them all, which is a little much. Kind of brings you back to like, why is that too much and that not? But this ring is very special. These are my great-grandmother's diamonds. They used to be in a ring almost a little more like that, except without the black. It was just like a cluster, like in a gold circle, a cluster of diamonds. And it was very interesting and very vintagey. But it was a little bit, it was very high, and it was a little bit strange looking for this day and age. But these like beautiful, fairly sizable diamonds were just, in it. And so when my grandmother passed away, my grandfather gave it to me, and I said to my husband, I said, not that this will be cheap, but someday I would really like to have them in something else, in a band, like in something I can wear every day. It would be an honor. I actually never got to meet that great-grandmother, but I hear that she was amazing. And I have a lot of women in my life, in my family, that I've never met, that I was never able to meet because they passed away, some of cancer, some of other things, and I wish, that I could. And, sometimes people will say something about me reminds them of those women, and that's such an honor to hear, but it's also a little bit of like an achy, sad feeling because I'll never get to meet them. But regardless, it is an honor to wear her diamonds. My husband and I had it done for, I think, our first wedding anniversary. We weren't sure what to do, and I think had we just gotten the ring from my grandfather? I can't remember, but we decided to have it done, and I've worn it every day since, so it was money well spent. And when you already have the diamonds, the price tag looks a lot more palatable. It was really just the design and the actual like white gold that it sits in. So okay, well, next I'm going to tell you about some of my favorite gold jewelry. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. What's your favorite? What do you like? Gold, silver, rose gold? I don't think I can pull off rose gold very well. Something about my tone. I can pull off silver, and I tell myself I can pull off gold. I tell myself. Maybe when I'm a little more tan, like now I am a little more tan. I'm not always. The gold is a little more, easy on the eyes, up against my skin. But tell me what you like. I want to know. And what's your favorite piece of jewelry that you have?